Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar. Hopefully you were able to join the WebEx environment and also dial in with SAP Connect. Some of you might remember me from the invitation I sent about the soccer players who are dealing with high pressure and a lot of stress during penalty shootouts. Well, we all know that financial departments are also under a lot of pressure during the winter period because, for instance, they need to make the annual reports for by the end of the year, they need to close their numbers, the planning needs to be done, and also they need to set different targets. So it's quite a complex process, a lot of people are involved, and yeah, not everyone knows exactly when they are supposed to do any action. So today we will talk about business objects, planning and consolidation, and how this solution can be helpful during the annual planning process. So I'm not going to give you a press conference, but what I would like to show you with this slide is that business objects, planning and consolidation is quite a mature solution. We have a lot of references, big companies, smaller companies, and they all use BPC, for instance, for the planning capabilities. But let's continue over here. So what does business objects, planning and consolidation actually does? So let me make myself a little bit smaller so I can show you all the pictures that I want to show you over here. And the first thing I want to show you is that business object planning and consolidation has a lot of planning capabilities over here. For instance, sales planning, headcount planning, budgetings, and also cash flow planning. The second part contains of the forecasting capabilities over here. So then we are talking about rolling forecasts or continuous plannings over there. The second part of planning and consolidation is actually the reporting tools that BPC has. So we are talking about ad hoc report capabilities within Excel and also, for instance, driver analysis. And then the last part of BPC is, of course, the consolidation part. And then we are talking about intercompany matching, intercompany eliminations, and also legal consolidation. But for today, as I already mentioned, we will only focus on the annual planning process. So just a quick slide that I will actually just love to show you because it actually says, it names all the different processes that BPC is capable of. And some that I would definitely like to mention is, for instance, the what if scenario modeling, rolling forecast as we see, and also the capabilities for multi-GAAP and IFRS readiness. So let's just quickly continue because I have a lot to tell, but I actually have even more to show you. So this is just a quick slide to tell you what exactly BPC is capable of doing for all these different customers that we have. For instance, we see that within HP, we could do much more quicker plannings. We could do more accurate forecasts over there, and even also quicker processing of the data, for instance, for ASINT. But what I would like to show you is that these are not the most important capabilities of this solution, because I believe that this solution mainly contains of the probability and of the accessibility to maintain the data and to be more compliant, for instance, for the different stakeholders that your company might have. So no Excel hell anymore, better integrity of your data, and also a lot less risk involved. And I would definitely love to show you how this reflects to the annual planning process. So what we're going to show you today are three different activities. First, we're going to set some targets. Then we're going to see how we would adjust some budgets that we would love to make. And by the end, we would like to show you how HR planning, so non-financial data, would also be able for you to adjust within the BPC solution. And therefore, we have set up a demo environment, demonstration scenario. And within this scenario, we will talk about a food distribution company with a beautiful logo. It immediately says what it does. And this food distribution company is a global company. And what you need to know more about this scenario is that they recently bought an Italian company. So all the Italian forecasts, all the Italian financial data has just been inputted in the BPC environment. And we're now gonna play for the first time this year with the data that has been set for them. So we recently bought an Italian company. And for this process, I actually hired a famous soccer player. You might know him, it's Zinedine Zidane. Well, the people told me that he became, after he was a football player, he became a manager. So that's why I hired him to be my financial manager and financial controller over here. So the first thing we need to do, probably in October or November, we need to make the plannings for next year. So what I will do right now is I will hide myself during this demonstration when I am in the BPC environment, and just to easily show you what BPC is capable of doing. So what you see over here is just a desktop as any other person would have, and we immediately go to the favorites and open the BPC NetWeaver environment. And as you can see, as mainly every software that you use on your computer, you have to log in over here, so I will definitely do that. So this immediately shows how secure this solution is, and furthermore you are also able to use single sign capabilities over here. So just to quickly tell you what BPC looks like, this is the web environment of BPC, and you see that there are different tabs on top of your screen. These tabs show you what kind of activities need to be done, how we can monitor this process, and also some consolidation and administration functionalities. And as I mentioned before, we need to set the plannings for next year for the Italian company we just acquired. So over here on the left, we see all the different processes that my financial controller, Zinedine Zidane, needs to take care of. And he sees that, for instance, on the annual budget, still 5 non-activities have been accepted, have been completed, so we definitely need to get on with that one. And we'll open the overview of Italy over here. So and now you see one of the business process flows of BPC that allows me to immediately see what kind of activities needs to be done to actually accept and finalize the planning of next year for this subsidiary, for the Italian subsidiary. And as you can see, we need to initiate the budget, make some new plannings for revenue and cost of sales, the HR planning, and all different kind of activities. And what is so good about this solution is that it allows you to set different responsibilities to different people, so they are immediately aware of when they need to perform any action over here and when they are not even allowed to be in any kind of activity over there. So let me immediately go to initiating a new budget. And what I would love to show you is how quickly we can make a different version of a budget that we already made over here. Well, what you see right now is the Excel interface of BPC, and what you see over here on the left are all the activities that I need to perform, so I do not have to go back into the web environment before. Furthermore, on the right we see the EPM lane over there, which allows me to play with different kind of data that I need for single reports or for comparing different reports. But the two most important ones are on top over here. So the EPM table, which allows me to play with the reports and to make new reports over here, and also the data manager. And for this one, I'm just going to use the view status functionality over here to make sure that the data that I've been copying from budget version 1 to budget version 2 is actually being performed. And I see that that has been successful over there. So I can close this one, and I want to set the targets for the next year. And what allows you to see over here, for instance, I can enter new currency rates by the beginning of the month or by the end of the month. And the currency rates are actually a flexible source. So it doesn't mean if I want to input them myself or I just need another source from a different system that allows me to use the data from the currency rates that has been used in the ERP or from different sources over there. So that's how flexible it is. But for this moment, we're gonna set some targets for the next year. So I will open a different report over there, and it just gave me top-down targeting capabilities over here. What I would like to mention is it doesn't matter from which level you want to set your targets. You can do it from top-down, you can do it from individual level, from subsidiary level. It doesn't matter. You can do it all with the BPC capabilities. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to raise the target over here with 20%. I think it can perfectly shows you how much differences there will be for the next year. So as you can see, the data that I've been selecting is now changed, but not the overall reports. And that is what we're going to do right now. We're gonna refresh, save the data and refresh the reports to actually see that also the total profit after direct cost will change over there. And I will tell you why this is important. This is important because I need to check if this data has changes not only in the worksheet that I've been using, but I know that when I save this data, when I refresh this data, that it also refreshes all the data in every single report that these data will be used in. So now I also know that, for instance, in the version comparison report over here, this number will have been changed. So what I'm going to do quickly is just allocate the new target that I've set to all identities over here. And I'm going to run it quickly. And furthermore, also these allocations, you will be able to schedule these allocations or do manually as you would like, as you prefer. It doesn't matter. So let me just quickly show you that the data that I've been changing in the top-down target report, it also has been changed in the version comparison report. So it perfectly shows you how agile this solution is and how you can maintain the integrity of your data over there. So as I told before, we can now quickly see that the profit after direct cost has changed for the target that we have set. So it's now 360 million over there. And for instance, what I would love to show you is that we also can quickly just change the report only focused on the Italian subsidiary over there. So I changed the context of the report on top of my screen from the global company to the Italian subsidiary, and I just need to refresh the report over there. And now it will make for me the version for the Italian company only. So as you can see, the numbers has been changed and are only set for the Italian company over there. So let me just quickly close down this report because I think we have made clear that new targets has been set for the new year. And well, let's quickly ask Zinedine Zidane what he thought of this part of the annual planning activities. So well, I agree that it is really easy to do so. You allow yourself to see what kind of activities need to perform and by who, and you can also set different rules within the different business process flows, within the financial processes that are being done by the financial departments, but also by, for instance, sales managers from different departments moreover. So let's continue. Well, let's see if Italy can work it out themselves. Well, that's a good question, because what they didn't know before, but what we know right now, is that they didn't bought an actually good performing company right there. And there is a specific reason for that. That is because they hired some, I don't know, some game figures over there that had no clue whatsoever what to do with any financial reports or any setting targets or any management functionalities over there. So let me show you how easy it even would be for Mario and Luigi over there to be able to perform different activities in BPC. So what we're going to do right now, I was already closing down these windows and I will go back to the web environment over here. And I want to make sure that Mario knows that it is his turn, so what is so cool right now is that it will actually send a notification to the manager of the Italian subsidiary that he needs to initiate the budget and set new targets for himself. He needs to make revenue plannings over there and also all the other activities that need to perform by the Italian manager. So we're going to continue to the process that we want to show. And as you can see over here, you will also have the capability of putting the new policies and procedures for the next year, and which is especially useful for people who do not on a daily basis work in the financial environment or work within the financial process over there, so they immediately see what kind of different rules has been set for the new year, the next year, for instance. So we'll open a PDF file, but I'm not really interested in right now. I want to set some new rates. I want to implement, or I want to put in a new product within the financial data, within the financial reports over there. So I will use the EPM functionalities over here to quickly show you how easy it is to add a new product over there, and also to see how quickly this solution calculates the next values from the data that I've been put in over here. So what I know and what Mario knows is, okay, for product number 4, well, I don't know anything about it, but I think I'm gonna sell like 500 of them. So because I know this, I will use the EPM functionality over there, and this time the spread functionality. And as I mentioned before, I just think I need source value, so a total value of 500. And well, as I know that we don't sell every product in the same amount every month, I will use the differences in product 1 as my differences for product 4 as well. So now you can quickly see that the numbers, the sales numbers, the amounts has been changed and it's been different, and the differences are based on the product 1 as well. So I also need to make sure that everyone understands over here. So based product 1. But furthermore, I also need to enter the different rates over here, so I also will base them on product number 1. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V within the financial reports over here. So I don't have to be uncomfortable with using the copy-paste functionalities over here, because I know these data will be right. What I also would like to do is, just because I know prices are not the same, I will add 10% of the total values over here. So I think I will be done in this report, so I'm going to save and refresh the workbook data again. And just to show you that also the data that I've been put in right now will be shown in the version comparison report afterwards, which is quite fast over here. So just to make sure that all the data that I've been put in has been set right. Now it also shows me the total value and the comment that I've left. For this comment, it's also good to tell you that you will be able to see these comments within your audit report. But moreover, also, for instance, you can search on different comments within the BPC web environment which I've shown you before. I just quickly view amounts over here. So this has been changed as well, even when I didn't put in the actual data over there. So let me just quickly go to the version comparison report again, just to make sure that the product number 4 data has been actually also transported to the version comparison report. And now you can see that from budget version 2 also differences from budget version 1. As you can see, the variances over here. So the updates that I make in one report will be shown and will be used in everywhere in the application. So you do not need any maintenance over there. Well, and just to show you how quickly and how we can in real time change, for instance, the currency rates, I will again change the context of this report, and I want to change it to the local currency. And it already shows me the Italian company over here, so I'll just change the currency rates. And let me again refresh the report over here. And as you can see right now, the currency has been changed to the local currency, which is the euro in Italy. And these changes also will be calculated to the balance sheet and cash flow. So when I open each of these reports right now, the context will be the local currency, for instance. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to close down, because I'm actually done with the revenue and cost of sales plannings that I wanted to make for version 2. So I'm going to close down right now. So what have we seen right now? We've seen how easy it can be to duplicate the data and how easy it is to change data with the EPM functionalities over there. And that I will always be sure that I will use the right data. So I don't, so the integrity of my data is always secure over there. And when I open a different report and I've saved data from, for instance, product number 4 that we added, I'm always sure that these data will be transformed to the different reports that I'm using in the current activities over there. So the last thing I wanted to show you is how we can add new people, how we can change or play with HR and non-financial data over there. So as you can see over here, the manager of Italy is not happy. Numbers are going down, and Mario has a plan. He wants to hire a new regional sales manager. So let me show you how easy it is to change data within BPC, but also how we can play with non-financial data over there. So let's continue to HR budgeting. I already showed you how we can review the policies and procedures, how you can put it in for different activities and for different processes over there. So I'm not going to re-click over there. I want to hire a new person, so I need to open the Enter Employee Rates report over here. And what we're going to do, we're going to plan this new headcount on employee level, but you will also be able to do this on, for instance, position level or job code level. It doesn't really matter. But for this part, I will just do it on employee level. Oh, great. This is the report that I will be using. And this time I just want to insert a new member. So I will use a right click with my mouse over here and use the EPM functionality within the dashboard that will pop up when you right click on your mouse. So insert member. I want to do it on selected cell. Select a new member. And I need a new member number 4. I don't know the name yet because it's just the planning to hire a new manager. So let's find number 4. And for this time I only need a member. I'm gonna delete that one. Well, and this over here for the position, it's also already set on regional sales manager, so I don't have to change that. So now my new hire is also implemented in the report that I am using right now. And I need to set some start date, of course. So I'll just copy paste from the other new hire and the salary as well. And let me just quickly refresh the non-financial data that we need to use. Close this one. And as you'll see in my report, already a transfer and a promotion have been set up, but I just want to show you how easy it is to do so. So I will add a new promotion and a new transfer over here. We'll do it. Well, this is the planned transfer. And this is a new promotion. I'm gonna add a general manager, so it's quite high. And I believe with a promotion, you also might want to have a little bit of a salary raise over there. So I'm gonna adjust it to 10%. And in BPC, it immediately shows me that I'm actually not allowed, based on the standard limits, not allowed to give this person a 10% raise. But because they made a promotion, I will just allow it. So for now, we're gonna save and refresh the whole workbook again to make sure that the actual data that I've been put in will also be saved. And then I will gonna show you the last part of this demonstration, and that will be how to show you that within BPC you're also able to set approvals or to disapprove with any of the promotion or transfers that I have been planned for the next year. So let's just wait to see. When my data has been saved. And for instance, what you also need to understand that within the business process flows, you can configure every single activity also for approval or rejections over there. So now the data save has been successful. So I will go to the approvals report over here. And as you see, both transfers and both promotions that I've set are now in the actual approval file over here. So I just put it both on approval to make sure that everything goes right as I planned. And this is actually how easy it is to play with your non-financial data within BPC as well, and also to set the approvals for the planning that I've been made for the next year. So as we are almost at the end of our demonstration, I will just go back to the PowerPoint presentation that I've made. So, well, hopefully I've shown you how easy it even will be for people like Mario who have non-financial background or any company background over there, to make sure that they are even able to play or to do activities within the difficult and complex financial processes that they are there. Furthermore, what I've shown you is how easy it can be to set targets from different levels, and how you can set targets and allocate them right away, and make sure that these allocations also will be shown in the comparison reports that you are using. So once again, Hopefully you will understand that BPC is not only a financial solution based on making your plannings quick and making it easier for your people to play within these activities, but also to make sure that every data that you use is compliant, that the integrity of your data is being secured, and that the people that need to be doing these activities also are the right people with the right responsibilities within the solution over there. And last but not least, I would just like to mention, if you really want your financial department not only to be processing financial data, but actually add value to your company and add value on a strategic base, you need to allow them to play on a strategic level with financial data. So to allow them to analyze these reports, to analyze the different reports that they make, to be able to advise on a strategic level instead of just closing the books and instead of just making financial plannings for the next year. So people, hopefully this demonstration, this webinar has been helpful to you. You've shown you what kind of capabilities BPC has and how an annual planning process would function within the BPC solution. And if you have any questions, please stay online and unmute yourself to be able to ask any questions you have. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we will see you next time.